It all started one spring when I picked up the Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition role-playing game starter set at a local Hastings bookstore. I'd sent a picture over my phone to a friend of it when I saw it on the shelf, and I believe what I said with it was, "Should we?" The response I got was just along the lines of, "Dear Lord, yes." We both knew from that instant that we were going to get fully into this, that it was not, you know, dipping our feet in the water. This was diving head first, giving it 100%. So I bought the role-playing game starter set. We were left wanting a little bit more. We didn't fully understand the system yet, but we hadn't had a whole lot of experience with Dungeons and Dragons at all. So we went and bought the core rulebooks. The Player's Handbook for Arcane, Divine, Martial Heroes taught us how to build a character, how to build something, to be able to roleplay, to be able to set our mind inside the mind of a hero, of someone who was going to dive into dungeons, who was going to fight dragons. We were so pumped. We checked out all the races, we were looking at all the classes. We still didn't fully understand the system, but we were excited. The book contained very streamlined information, some fantastic artwork that really inspired us. I myself wanted to get into more of the Dungeon Master side of it, to run the game, because I didn't think anyone else would. So I started looking at the Dungeon Master's Guide. I've read this book I can't tell you how many times. Once again, the information is streamlined. It is organized very well. The art is phenomenal. And we kept an eye on the good old monster manual that came with it, just waiting for the day that we'd be able to fight those monsters. Having a friend who'd played many editions of D&D before come over, walk us through the general concept of the game, and we started to pick up things. We started to run some small games, some small adventures that were included with the rule books. And eventually we started our own campaign. I began finding other resources online, such as Obsidian Portal, such as Chris Perkins' weekly column called the Dungeon Master Experience, and these things led me to even more phenomenal resources. One of them being the YouTube RPG community. I found Dungeon Master Johnny through Chris Perkins' page. I found Ander, Tim, Andrew from Dawnforge Cast, found the Gentleman Gamer. All of these I found after finding DMJ. And these brought me to some of the best resources that beyond what I could even imagine. I created an adventure creation binder, which helped me and still helps me to this day create awesome adventures. I was able to find information through DMJ's adventure creation binder on Sly Flourish, Mike Shea, and I've actually been able to since then sit down with him in a Google Hangout and chat it up, and he's an awesome guy, and that was an awesome experience. As my campaign progressed, we found ourselves venturing into the Feywild, into the Shadowfell. Before long, we were in the Astral Sea, the elemental chaos. And above all these, one that I'm sure we'll never forget, or two actually that I'm sure will never be forgotten, are our trip through the Tomb of Horrors, our trips into the Underdark. These are the things we will never forget. The adventures that were had, the memories that were had, the fun times that were had. And it was all because of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. I still say to this day that the online magazines produced, Dungeon Magazine, Dragon Magazine, are very underrated. I use them to this day for adventure ideas, for options for 4th edition, and they have some of the best writers in some of these adventures. And I'm not saying all of them, but there are some real treasures in there that I think are overlooked because a lot of people gave up on the system. My group is living proof, and I have a folder falling apart full of memories and fun times to prove that this system can work. This system can be fun. This system can provide you with memorable experiences for years to come. And this video is from me saying thank you to Wizards of the Coast for 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It's been an awesome experience that has led me to awesome people here within the YouTube RPG Brigade / community. It has been such a fun time playing it. I will never abandon D&D 4th edition. I will continue to play it even after I've discovered more and more games that I love, and I have so far. But anytime I'm not playing 4th edition, I begin to miss it. Now, whether that's because it was the first system we fully dived into and fully went all out with, I don't know. But to me, a system that you have fun with, a system that you have tons of good memories with, and a system that you long to play, that is a good system. That is a fun system. May 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons live on, and may the 4th be with all of you.